Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Time for another lab update, but we're right on the heels of actually starting the project now. So I did a bunch of 3D printing today. Wanted to show you a few things. Number one, just for fun, when you do the 3D printing, you get a couple of extra little pieces, and that was the extra little piece around a couple of pieces that I printed, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. And then somebody said, yeah, looks like a footprint. Maybe if you're into sci-fi, a footprint of a clone that doesn't have any actual toes. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. This is a piece of the 3D printing filament when you're changing out the filament. In this case, it started as one color. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but that's the color it was before right there. And then I switched it to white in order to print some of these. We'll get to those in a moment. I want to have just a little bit of fun first. So I got to printing. I was thinking about my glasses and being able to put them somewhere, hang them all on the wall. And I went and I looked on Thingiverse and it came up with this. So it's a giant nose. Yep, even has the nostrils, but a lot of support material. So let's see if we can't get that off. Grab a couple of tools and let's see, what else have I got? Where did I put? Well, I'll get these and see if we can't pry this thing off. I see it now, what I was looking for. But yeah, let's just grab that. Actually, let's grab the other. So this is just a general sort of scraper thing that's been useful for things. This is printed in low quality, actually. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see all of this, but I tried doing this with just my fingernails. I'm going to damage my fingernails that way. Let's see if I can't just break it off with this. Whoops. Slide that back on. Scrunchy noises. All right, let's use the proper tool. Good old spudger. Ow, that hurt. I should be playing the I'm a Klutz song in the background is what I should be doing. Ooh, that's gonna smart fall out.
Is like a dance, moving with rhythm, giving safely no chance. Knocking over cups like dominoes. I've learned to laugh.
All right, let's go for the big one.
I trip over air like it's there. Stumble through the day without a care. At 50,
it may have actually gotten a little bit too hard, but it's not coming off that way. We're going to have to try this again. This time I'll watch where I put my fingers. So this is part of 3D printing, is if you print something that overhangs, you need the supports so it doesn't collapse on you while it's printing. Okay, we got that off. Get some of that off. We still haven't broken the piece we don't want to break. That's coming off. That's better. Here's to the laughter bumps I find. They keep life interesting and joy refined. That one off. Bit by bit, we're getting there. There we go. Almost. One last little piece. There we go. That's got that one. Now, let's see if we can get the support material off of this. Actually, a little easier with the spudger this time. I'm gonna get my finger under there. Of course. It's just trying to make me look silly. In fact, actually, I think we're just going to fast forward through all of this. There we go. And more support material in the middle here because there is the tail end of the screw hole there. Let's see if we can't get that apart. Get that out of there. All right. Now let's find a screw and see if that seems practical. It's a hidden screw. So it would go in here, and this is the wall mount. So if my hand, and I'm going to be careful about this, is a wall, it's going to mount like that. And then this should slide right into it. Should slide right into it. I may have to clean it out a little bit more, but that should give you the idea how this is going to work, except that I printed it in low quality. So maybe we move on to the next thing. But actually, I just wanted to show you there is the original nose and there is the large size. So it kind of depends on how big your glasses are. I assume what's supposed to happen here. This goes here, this goes here, something like that. And then your glasses go on with the side arms sitting in that little recess. So that's the idea. I'm going to play around with this a bit, but let's move on to the next thing. Those over here, there is also a desktop mount, which is very similar to the other mount, except I think it literally is supposed to just sit on the desktop like that. So that is all looking like. We'll leave that there for a minute. What else have I got? Oh, it's all up here. So I said we're almost ready for the big project. Well, let's try that again. Battery was low and ran out of space. Anyway, I got that kind of back under control. So now we can move on to the next thing, which is kind of the main attraction. And that is the battery box for, let's see if I can grab this without moving the camera too much. This is the rocket ship we're going to be building. It's actually 3 pieces now. It started as 4. Take off the top, take off the bottom, and then these 2 came apart before. I've got them taped together for a reason I won't bother with right now. That has now been converted into 1 piece because I wanted to get a deep enough battery box and I needed a couple other things. So let's see if we can't get the pieces off of this. Let me get this out of the way. And this is not a full introduction to it, but I'm just trying to see if I can't get rid of some of the support material. So there is a channel down the side that gives you a flat spot to glue things onto. If I do that right, it should come right off. Or not. Oh, I see why. Okay, that's fine. Let's get this one. That'll snap off and not take out. There's a pocket down here. I'm going to show you all of this in a minute. But let's see if we can't get this out. There. Well, that was some of it. And this is why I'm doing a prototype of this right now. Although this might be pretty much the finished product. Oh, now that's interesting. The support material in there does not want to come out. I don't want to pry it with my files because they're prone to breakage. So let's look at the bottom here. There's more support material in here. Let's see if we can't get this out. Maybe a flat screwdriver would be a little bit stronger. I'm going to try and get this in here to the point where I get most of it separated. And I'll give you a quick demo of how it's supposed to work out. And now let's see if I can crush this and remove it. Sorry, apologies if you don't like the crunchy noises. But let me know in the comments so I know not to do it in the future. I know Big Clive says some things about it, but I don't know if he's had specific people telling him specific things. All right, that's got most of it. There's a little piece, but let me see if I can put this here and zoom in post, and I'll use one of my files as a pointer. So there's a channel here, and that is so that if you have a circuit board that you need to attach, such as one of these, this is actually two of them, that's how small they are. These are touch switches. They're going to be a part of the design, and that should be enough to get that in there. Actually, it's going to go the other direction, but I'll explain more on that later in the main video. But that'll go in there, and I was trying to figure out, do I want to hot glue it on there? Or if you look down on this side, and I'm hoping the camera is going to be able to pick it up, there is a pocket down there. So the idea was, instead of just having the channel and gluing it on, I could have a pocket to put the circuit board into, and there'll be multiple circuit boards to this. That was my hope, was that I could have a pocket to put it into, and I don't know how practical that's going to be. So that's why I'm doing this particular prototype, is to figure out if that's going to work. The other things that need to work, I need to put the other pieces of it on. I'll get that in a moment. We should be playing the Klutz music again. This should fit in here. Actually, almost with a little extra room. I might need to do a little bit of... That's why I have the files out. I'm trying to work on those eyeglass hangers. But I'll do a little bit of filing later, and I'll be able to put that together. There's also, I should point out, a flat spot on here. My thinking was, what if you wanted to put a decal on there that had, USA or BitNuts Designs, or whatever you want to put on there, or just paint it some colors, just to have a little bit of decoration, and then it could be held like this so you can still see it. There's also one on the other side. So I don't know. I'm thinking it's basically like a kid's toy. Let me go see if I can find the piece that just dropped. Sorry for the bald head there. That piece should sit right on there, and it does. Oh yeah, that's good. So if you can imagine this piece being on here, this is the 3-piece version of the older prototype 4-piece version, which didn't all necessarily fit together, but I've corrected a lot of that. I need to see if this is actually a problem here, or if I can just file it down and make it work. But there you go. That's what this is going to look like. And if you can imagine, there'll be lights on the top. That's why it's translucent. And lights on the bottom. Oh, yeah. And I was going to show you some of that. So let me put my little Weeble here. Oh, it does fall over. Some of you will get that reference. I have one spare left of my wallflower, and I realized that the circuit board for the wallflower could be perfect for this project. It's got 8 LEDs. This is available in my eBay store, but I think there's only one left right now as I record this. But the whole idea is this should fit right on here. Should actually fit in there. But I'm not going to complain that it's that close. The idea was it was going to sit on here on the bottom of the battery box. Well, you kind of get the idea. There are mounting holes on the circuit board at every 90 degrees. So my thought was, that I could print posts on the bottom of this so that this would slide onto those posts and sit very neatly in there. Along the same lines, if I take the top off now, it is a tight fit. That's a good thing. If somebody drops it, it's probably not going to come apart too easily. They have to be dropped several times. So that survived that test. There's also going to be a circuit board up top here Now, the problem is I've already made the circuit boards. I've already ordered more of them, and it's not quite fitting. So I need to look into that before I get to the main video. But that gives you an idea kind of what's going on in the works for this particular project. I don't know about the nose project. That's an odd one to play with. But anyway, that's kind of where we are right now for this particular update. And I will be getting to the actual project sometime soon. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. I'll see you on the next one.